Hey guys, it's Cindy over at paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me today. As you can see, have a pile of stuff here on my workspace. I want to try something new. I am going to start one of those 100-day challenges. From what I can tell, people seem to pick a topic and do 100 days in a row of videos, and I'm going to try and do that. It may mean that these are going to get filmed ahead and then put up as I go. Hopefully I will be able to get 100 days in a row out once I get this started. And I thought it might be kind of fun because I've been meaning to do it, and I thought maybe I could do it over the course of 100 days. And that was, I've been meaning to go through and do Tina's mass makes. She counts up to 100 and then starts over. And I think she's on her third run. So I thought I would start at week 1 and I would do Tina's mass makes over the course of 100 days since there are 100 of them. Her first and her week 1, my day 1, is coin envelopes. Now, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make as many as I can. And we're going to go through and do that. And then we will try and make some cards to go in them that fit and decorate a few. I'm hoping that's the way this goes. So let's get started and see where we can get. I have scrapbook paper out here, and I have book page, and I have cut off scraps also from scrapbook paper. And we'll see how far we get with what I've got here. This one I just tore down, so let's go ahead and start with this one. Let me get my glue out here and my scissors. I'm going to need a ruler. And I have a cutter here. And I'm going to need a punch. I like this punch for coin envelopes. So basically, we're going to get started making coin envelopes. I started this to see if I could get these book pages to work from this children's book. I'm still trying to work through some of these children's book pages where I started breaking down the book. I am also in the middle of one of those attempts to kind of clear my craft room out some. So yeah, it's going okay. All right. So what I did was I folded it over, and then as you can see, there's a torn edge here. I tore a piece off the bottom of the book because I didn't want the pocket to be that wide, and I think I have another one here, and I'll show you how I managed to do that. I'm going to fold up the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to unfold that, and then I'm going to snip like this and like this, and then I'm going to unfold it, and I'm going to cut off. I'm going to cut off these, so we're going to go like that. And I kind of tilt it a little bit. I mean, not too much, but I kind of tilt it a little bit just so that I am sure that the fold over bottom of this is not going to interfere with this down here. Okay. And basically what we do is whenever I do these, I put a line of glue let me get my glue to run down and make sure it's unclogged. I just took the pin out, so it should be unclogged, but we all know how that goes, right? Okay, so we're going to go along this out on the inside flap, or the flap that's going to go underneath. I go along that edge, and then I go on the inside of this flap that's going to go on top and go along the top edge. And then when I lay them both down, it glues the pocket shut. Now, of course, be careful because you can actually glue your pocket shut. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to glue the bottom up. So like that. And then I am going to punch like that. And there we have it, a coin envelope. Now, I'm going to make them and we're going to throw them up top. Now, what I was talking about with this was, basically what I did was I folded in. Nope, we're going to do it from this end, because that's the end I want to take off. So I'm going to fold in from this side as far as I want it to go. Okay? And then I'm going to fold in on this side as far as I want it to go, to make it as wide as I want. Like that. And then I'm going to fold it back like this, so that I still have an overlap, but it tells me what I need to take off of my page. I don't want that part. And basically what we'll do is we'll tear that off there. Well, that's okay, because I'm not going to make it that tall. I am going to make it taller than I made the last one. So let's see. Let's go right here. Actually, we're going to go up a little further than that, because I do have to fold up the bottom, which will shorten it. All right, and we're going to cut that off. So that gets rid of the part that didn't tear right. And then we fold up the bottom. Like that. And then I'm going to clip the corners. I basically clip them in at an angle up to the crease I just made. Or you can clip down from the crease at an angle, inward. And then you open it up and cut off the bottom. When you're cutting those flaps, cut them off of your two open sides. This is the one you want to keep. The one in the center is the one you want to keep. So it'll go like that. And then again, ooh, my glue's doing that thing again. Okay. So again, we're going to go down this edge that's going to lay underneath, and down this edge is going to be on top. And then we just fold them together. Okay. Making sure we're not getting any glue on the inside of our pocket, and then glue the bottom flap shut. I've never tried to do one of these 100-day projects, just because I didn't think I could get like 100 days of videos up like that. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, and then we're going to notch it. For these, I kind of try to center it, just because, I mean, coin envelopes generally have their notches centered. Okay, this one, we're going to fold it over. And I thought it might be fun to keep this jagged edge. Okay, so fold up the bottom, clip, clip, it's still oozing. I tried to fix it. It's not cooperating. All right, we're going to put the jagged edge on the outside, just because I think it would be kind of a fun texture element. This goes on the inside. When I'm not using this like glossy-ish book page, I will probably try and get my art glitter glue working for this. But right now, see, because this is... Okay. Close it. I'm still going to notch it. Okay. And it's up to you whether you want to notch through both layers. I have seen coin envelopes with the notch just on the one side, and I have seen them with the notch on both sides. So, you know, that's all entirely up to you. On this one, I think we will trim the rough edge. So let me do that. Just like that. Take this off. Okay, and then we're trying maybe to center that frog. So we'll go to about middle on this. And to about middle on that. This one's going to be a little wider. That's not bad. Okay, and then we'll fold up the bottom. Clip. Clip. So how's everybody doing? Like I said, I think I chose to do, I've been wanting to do these mask makes for a really long time. Just go through her playlist and do as many of them as I could. Hopefully we will be able to get through all 100 of them. And then I wanted to, you know, put out there that she's been one of my inspirations since I got started. So she was one of the first ones I watched. I had a couple. And it's probably the same for a lot of people because I feel like there are some of the bigger ones out there as far as subscribers and all that. But I just really liked her stuff and her ideas, all the lace and fun and all that sort of thing. So yeah, I've been watching her channel since I started. And like I said, I went into the mask makes and I watched them, and I was like, I should really sit down and just do these. Like, all of them. Do all of them. And I never got a chance. And then this 100-day thing I found. I mean, not that that's new either. But I found this 100-day thing, and I was like, that's what I should do. Because she's got 100 of them. Okay, now we have a different kind of book page here. This is just all words. The other thing you can, of course, do is make a tall one. I'm not going to want it to be taller than my... I'm not going to want it to be taller than my page. So maybe my bottom flap is a little bit wider. And then I might have to cut some off. Let's see. It's below 9 inches, but I might still cut about an inch off the top, or maybe half an inch. So let's see how it goes. We're going to cut in from the bottom, or from the bottom fold anyway. Cut that in a little more. Okay, same deal. We're going to unfold it, cut the bottom. All right, and then fold it back up and glue it. So I'm going to kind of glue I do want that edge to stay down though, so I'm going to try and get as much of this raggedy edge as I can. And that closed my pocket. I can feel it. It's stuck. Okay. So we're going to stick a ruler in there. Okay, and then we're going to glue the bottom shut. Now, like I said, this one was kind of tall. So what I think I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut a little bit off of it. See how tall it actually ended up being. You guys still see me? I think you can. I readjusted my camera. My Tim Holtz board is here, and the reason I don't have it under me where like I'm working on it is because my light is directly above me and it reflects back into the camera. So yeah, it makes it kind of hard. All right, so we're going to cut it down to about 8 1/4. So we'll make it a nice tall pocket, and we're still going to cut our notch. I'm just kind of eyeballing center. All right, so we made a tall one. I think I'm going to put book page aside for now. Now, I have all of this out here. This is some scraps from a 6x6 and a 12x12 black and white pad that I had, and I thought it might be fun to make some out of this. And I'm thinking I could fold this back like this. Okay, now this is a card, so this is a little heftier as far as like thickness and folding and all that. So you're definitely going to want, okay, I'm eyeballing, I need between those first two dots. I mean, between the second and third column of dots right there. So we're going to cut it right there, and that should be enough. Okay. We're going to put that aside because we might be able to make a card out of it. And then this bottom part, we're going to fold like we do the others, even though it's cardstock. And this will help with bulk on cardstock, right? Because Lord only knows we don't need extra bulk in the bottom of a cardstock pocket. So we're going to take that out of there, and then we're going to clip this off of here. And the nice thing about this is this pad has a lot of coordinating pieces, and we'll be able to make card out of those. All right, and then we're gonna do our glue. Now, this does have some of that glitter in it. I don't know if you noticed this pad has, you can probably see it in the light when I'm moving it around and stuff. It has glitter, so you have to be careful gluing over the glitter. It also affects the folding. Okay, and then we're going to glue the bottom flap up. I know I said I was going to try and get out my art glitter glue to do this, but not these ones that are cardstock with the glitter on them. I don't think it'll work. I'm actually wondering whether or not I'm going to be able to punch it with this, because it's going to need to go through. All right, it got it. And there we go. This is where it's folding and separating layers from like the glitter and stuff like that that's on the card. And it causes it to separate, like up here. Okay, but it turns out really cute. And I think that ended up being pretty level. All right. Now let's see what else we got in here. Stripes might be kind of fun. And the polka dots. Okay, we're going to put the rest of these back. I don't want to go too far into these ones. And let's see what we can get out of these two. And then, of course, you can always make small ones. I mean, they don't have to, these pockets don't have to be big like these ones we're making on the first go through. And they also could be bigger. I mean, you could make a full page pocket if you wanted to. And put this up like that and do our cutting. I'm always being overly ambitious with all the materials that I take out, but I really, really want to get through a bunch of these. So we're going to try and move into, I'm going to make, oh, I still have some of that black and white paper up there. Was not my intention, although I might keep some of it out for cards for these, just in case. Okay, so we're going to put those down, and then we're going to put this down. I might leave that one without a notch just because the I like the glitter trim at the top, and I don't know if I want to break it. That looks like it's uneven, but when I go to find an edge, there's not one there, so... Okay, I'm going to just throw that one up there like it is. Okay, and then I thought that this one would be fun if we folded it over so that we get dots and stripes on the front. What if I just do that, and then I'll cut where that is. The other thing that's made this a little bit difficult is the fact that I put all my, I should have switched sides. I should be over there. My paper should be over here. But, you know, it's whatever. Okay, I'm going to trim this. This is the end that was stuck to the pad. It has the glue on it. So we're going to trim that off. And then I'm going to fold up at the bottom. And again, this is another thing. You can make this flap as tall as you want. So I'm going to cut it, and we're going to cut this off here. Okay, and then we're going to cut the bottom out. So who's getting ready for the holidays? Anybody? Holidays? Anybody Christmas shopping yet? I haven't even dreamt of Christmas shopping yet. So it's like, I keep not registering that we're starting the holiday season. I mean, it kicks you every time you go into like a Walmart or something. I don't know how they do overseas, but here in America, they are already putting the Christmas stuff up in the stores. So like the Halloween stuff's out, but they're already putting the Christmas stuff up in the stores. So yeah, we just kind of jump holidays. That's why I said it's the holiday season, because like it's like this is all of that stuff starts, and once one of them comes and starts, they're all here. So once they start with Halloween, I mean, they got the Halloween stuff up, and probably not even a week later, they started with the Christmas stuff. I mean, it was like, oh, look, Christmas is here. You know, this one I have to kind of lean into. Okay, I'm going to throw this up here. Now, some of the stuff I wanted to do was I wanted to, move that out of the way. I wanted to cut these off and make envelopes, and then scrapbook paper is really easy to make matching cards out of. So if I go ahead and I cut this, I'm just going to cut it in half. I think that would be the easiest. Need a long ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because math is escaping me at the moment. And we'll cut it. Let's assembly line. That's 6. I might not cut them all exactly in half. It depends on whether or not they have, because I think one of these sheets has something on it that I want to kind of incorporate onto the envelope or whatever. So we have to see. Let me see how it goes. Okay, so that's all the stuff. Now, for the smalls, you would fold your pocket, and then fold your pocket, and then right about there, we cut it. Okay, and then we would keep, would keep this with this, because it's already cut to a decent height. And if you don't mind your card sticking, because I mean, you folded up the bottom, so obviously the pocket is now shorter than the card would be. But if you don't mind your card sticking up out of your pocket a little bit, you've just made yourself a envelope and a coin envelope and a card to go in it. Well, you've at least got the beginnings of a card to go in it. The other thing would be, because these particular pieces of paper that I have, this scrapbook paper, coordinates, you could also make a pocket from another piece of the pattern paper and have it coordinate. Still gonna have to do the, okay, I'm gonna keep this up here. Well, I'll put it right here with all the stuff I'm collecting for cards. Okay. Let's do, we're not going to be able to get all these done, so I'm going to pick and choose. All right, so this one's a little wider, taller, so you might get away with a wider pocket. But I always like these to come out as rectangles. I don't ever want them to be like squares or fat, too fat. I guess I should say too wide. I don't want them to be too wide. I'm going to put that right there. Okay. Now, you can either have this high on the pocket or you can have it low on the pocket. I'm going to have it low on the pocket. We're going to fold right between these two rows of dots down at the bottom. Okay. In in. All right, guys. This one's going down. Oh, we're oozing again. Let me see, where are we? We're not doing too bad. We've gotten quite a few done. I mean, considering my chattiness at the beginning, talking about what this was going to be and the start of the series and all that. Actual work time, I think we're doing pretty good. Now, that notch may seem sort of small on some of the, can you see it? On some of the bigger envelopes, but I like the shape of it. If somebody finds a punch that does a bigger version of that, I think I would buy it in a heartbeat. Okay, I want to do one of these shaped ones. This is paper that I dyed with RIT dye, purple RIT dye, and maybe some coffee dye. And then I stuck it in my sink and I sprayed it with bleach. And that's how I got that effect. And it basically bleaches the dye, but not the color on the scrapbook paper. At least not right away. It'll start to bleach it if you let it sit long enough or there's enough of it there. But at first, the only thing it really goes through is the layer of dye that I put on there. So you've got these areas up here where the bleach got real concentrated at the edges, and it started bleaching the actual scrapbook paper. But before that, it was just, it was only bleaching the dye that I added, which I thought was very interesting. So we're going to pull that in and fold. Go to about center. I'm just going to tear it off if I can. Okay, and then we're going to glue. And we're going to glue. We're going to put it down. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Shoot. Well, this should be interesting, guys. We're going to figure out if we can get the bottom shaped properly when the pocket's glued shut. All right, let's... I can't do that. I was going to say maybe I could just roll cut it, but I can't do that. Well, it's not a total loss. All that straggly cutting will get covered up when I fold. See? It's salvageable if you do it out of order. All right. Okay. Let's look at making some cards for some of these. So, we got quite a few of these done, guys. I'm pretty impressed. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I probably should have done less book page and more fun stuff. We're going to do one more. Make it an even dozen. What do you think? I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm just going to tear it off. No, we are not going to do it wrong this time. Fold up. Should be interesting to see what that looks like on the side of the pocket. I cut that little notch a little high. So we'll see. This is bottom edge. And this is top edge. And down she goes. And then close that over. My youngest daughter has a really shrill voice when she starts getting, well, shrill. Okay, 12, an even dozen. I feel better now. Okay, let's see if we can't make some cards for these guys. What do you say? Get that out of my way. And I was thinking we could do a card like this for this one. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a quarter. So I'm going to cut this 1, 2, 3 3/4. Okay. See if it fits. It does. Now, it doesn't have to go all the way down on the page. I could trim that, or I could leave it like it is. I think I'm going to leave it like it is for now. I can always come back and trim it later. I am going to back it. It needs a little bit of sturdy. So let me go in here and see if I can find... Nope, that's 2. That's probably sturdy enough. Okay, so basically what I do is I glue down. These areas in here are thin. This area up here is not. So basically what I do is I glue down to... And this paper and the paper that I made the pocket that this is going in out of came out of the same pad. So it's really nice. Now, I made the comment about decorating one or two of them. Hopefully if we will be able to decorate, you know, like I said, maybe one or two. I am one of those ones that if I am going to make a head, because I have a tendency to forget to use my made ahead stuff. If I am going to make a head, I would rather make a whole bunch of something as generic as I can possibly make it. And then, you know, when it's time to use it, decorate it to fit whatever I'm putting it in. Because like if I was to go and put flowers all over this, which would go just fine, if I then was doing a circus journal and I looked at it and I went, oh, that would have gone perfectly, but the flowers don't match, then I either have to cover them up if I can, or I'm stuck not using this. So I like for my pieces to be as absolutely generic as possible. I do, however, think that it's a good idea to have a card made that fits in the pocket. So now this is ready to be embellished and decorated. Okay, and I've got this for scrap. And let's see what else we can do. Okay, now we have this one. I can do the opposite. Right? How wide is this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little over a quarter. So we could make this a 4. I'm going to make it 4 1/8. I want it to fit snug, but not too snug. And I think this will make it a 1/4 inch smaller than the pocket. Because I want to say that the pocket looks like it's about 4 3/8. Oops. Okay, up there that goes. And then again, this is going to be slightly taller than my pocket, but not by much. And I'm going to keep it that way. Let's use this one. Get out my big glue. This will go faster. We'll see how many. I want to make some cards for as many of these as we can, and then we can say that we've made coin envelopes and cards en masse. Am I even using that right? I'm not sure I'm even using that right. Okay, let's cut it out. Cutting through all this nice wet glue. It's good for your scissors, right? Shh, don't tell me it's not good for my scissors. So we were talking about the holidays. Well, we were kind of talking about the holidays. I was commenting on the fact that once Halloween hits, all the holiday stuff comes out. There is a small section of like fall, Thanksgiving-ish stuff over with the Halloween stuff. And when Halloween's over, that may get a little bigger for a little while. And then, but I feel like fall and Thanksgiving decor don't sell as well as like Halloween and Christmas decor. So it never gets a real huge area. Okay. All right, that's 2 with cards. Let's see. Did we keep? That's not big enough. What if we used? Oh, this is what I wanted. This one? That will go all the way down in. Will this go all the way down in? Oh, this one's pretty tall. Okay. So this one might be one that sits even with the top of the pocket. How wide is it? Okay, we're going to make it 4 inches wide. 2, 3, 4. So anyway, so all my kids are older, so not a lot of Halloween goes on unless it's like somebody going to a Halloween party. You know what? I'm just going to punch this one and leave it for now, only because I will get, I could do beige, I guess. I will get cardstock to go on the back of this. Or, I mean, it doesn't have to. It's not horrible, especially since it's going to be sitting in this pocket. Well, let me guess, the pocket's closed. It was. Okay, so that'll sit down in that pocket, and it sits all the way down in there. You see that? Okay. All right. I know I wasted enough time on that one. This is narrow for this pocket, but I think it's cute, so we're going to use it. Maybe we'll just do half semicircles at the top. And we'll round like this. Little rounds. And this can go in here. That one wiggles a little more. Might need a wider one for that, but, or more stuff. These are also pretty, got a lot of room in there. Also, when I back this, I can make the backing slightly bigger so that you can see it around the outside. Okay, now this one, we've got some black and white stuff here. Let's see what we kept. Too narrow, too short. I think I was thinking this for this. Making a card to go in there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not, but we're going to try it. Yeah, okay. So I've been doing the medium round on the bigger cards. Just for fun, not any particular reason. And in there we go. Not that I'm looking to like make extra scraps, but how much fun would it be to have this yellow pocket and put a piece of this in there? So yeah, I'm gonna cut a piece of this off. I know, it's a whole piece. I'm not using scraps, but I really like this. All right, how wide was he? 1, 2, 3, and a little over 3/4. So let's make this 3 1/2. So I'm going to cut a 3 1/2 inch strip off of here. And who knows? You guys might see this on day 2 or 3, or unless of course I totally ruin it and cut weird and what the heck is going on? You guys would think I'd never picked up a cutter in my life. Oh my gosh. That is awful. Well, I'm only using the bottom part. How tall is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5. You know what? We're going to make it 5 tall so it sticks out a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And actually, I might put this one on. I've got this like kind of fall straw paper-ish looking paper. So let's put this on here. And I think that'll be it, guys. We'll count. We got 12 pockets done. Let's see how many we got cards for. And like I said, me wanting them as generic as possible, I'm not necessarily wanting to... Now, this card kind of places this in a fall area, but I will say this. If I really wanted to, I could make a new card for the pocket. I mean, just because I'm making this card for it now doesn't mean this is the card that has to stay in there. Whereas with decorations, if I put decorations on the outside of the pocket, there will be no changing them. They will be glued down. Unless, of course, I just, you know, cover them up. But that will depend on what you decorate with. Oh, I did want to do... let me see here. What do I do with my corner rounder? Lost in the oblivious. So we've made cards for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, half of them. That's not bad. And then half of them I have ready to make cards. And they're relatively neutral because, I mean, they're gray and book page. And I think this is fun. I am going to go through this series, and I thought I would bring you along for the ride. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I hope you'll stick with me for 100 days while we go through all 100 weeks of Tina's mask making sessions. And I will see you for day 2. Bye-bye.